Guys will be like, I've been going through a lot lately, and it's literally just like having to text you back. That's a lot to ask, ladies. We can't be asking these unreasonable, what are we going to ask them next, to see us? No, come on.
Or maybe working a real job. You know, like fighting in global conflicts or doing anything else the world actually needs. But here we are. Welcome to another segment I like to call Modern Women Are Cooked and Honestly. Even cooked sounds too generous. That implies something useful might come out of it.
Cooked? Man, you're being way too soft. More like burnt to a crisp or even ashes, let's be real. These women are out here laughing about how 40% of them will be single in the next few decades, like it's a joke. But we know better.
Yeah, man, that laugh, pure coping. They think they've got all the time in the world, but when that wall hits, it's game over.
Right? The wall doesn't care how much fun you had in your 20s. When it shows up, everyone reacts the same. Cue the panic mode, the tears, and the where have all the good men gone routine. Girl, they left.
Exactly. And why wouldn't they? These women pushed them away with all that attitude. And now they're surprised no one's lining up to deal with that mess.
Does height matter in a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Height matters. 155. Whoa.
That's straight up not true because I've never weighed more than 130 in my life.
Scale doesn't freaking lie,
Okay,
man.
obviously you have a broken scale, bitch.
Well, you got a broken body.
This guy has been on fire lately, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. I mean, look at this chick. Sure, her weight might be muscle given her frame, but let's be real. Women have absolutely no solid standards for men that make any sense these days.
Right? Like the second she wrecked that scale, precise measurements didn't mean a thing. Boom, downward spiral. And somehow, that's our fault.
Oh, totally. The real kicker isn't even about height or weight, though. No. It's about that attitude, the one that explodes the moment you say something remotely critical.
Yeah, because God forbid anyone offers a little constructive feedback. The minute you do, it's like watching a fuse burn down on a stick of dynamite. Boom, they go unhinged.
Exactly. It's like we're dealing with walking time bombs. Even the slightest confrontation, and whoosh, out comes the crazy. And suddenly you're the villain for pointing out. What reality?
I didn't go to college, but I still have the nicest car in the parking lot. No self-respect, though.
Man, I'd ask why. But let's be real, we all know the answer.
Oh, you're talking about the Lonely Fans crew, right? Yeah, they've got this magical idea that if they just self-deprecate enough, somehow it's going to make everyone totally cool with the fact that they're, well, in the escort business.
Exactly. Like, lady, in the end, it's never funny. Especially not for you. You might think this so-called hustle will score you a nice man and a solid income. But spoiler alert, we've seen this movie before, and it never ends well.
Yeah, that dream of landing Mr. Right by leasing a car you can't afford funded by what? Senseless depravity. Real smooth. That's not a flex, it's just sad.
Oh, but let's not forget, it's kind of funny for us later, watching the whole thing unravel. Like clockwork, man. Predictable as ever.
Right. And the sad part? They really think they're out here winning. But hey, the car's got rims, so I guess that makes it all worth it.
Yeah, totally worth it. Until the payments catch up, and suddenly it's not so glamorous anymore. But don't worry, they'll find a way to laugh it off. Just not for long.
Does size matter in a guy?
Yeah, if you're short,
So here, hold this here. We're gonna measure your waist. Oh my, Jacob.
No.
42 inches.
Fuck, you guys are fucking weird as fuck.
You judge guys based on something they can't change. You're
Back at it again, man. These chicks fresh out of the club, thinking they're about to walk into some fairy tale. Like it's literally shooting fish in a barrel at this point.
Right? And what blows my mind is how confident they are strutting up for the whole world to see, acting like it's all good until boom, they realize just how trashy they look.
Exactly. It's like, did they really think millions of people wouldn't notice how messy the whole situation is? And for some reason, they're always shocked when the whole self-promotion plan explodes in their face.
Yeah, totally caught off guard. Like, wait, this wasn't supposed to go like this, lady. You're trying to market yourself, but all we're seeing is a train wreck in real time.
Right. And here's the kicker, they thought they were going to go viral in a good way. Nope. Turns out that spotlight's a little too bright when it exposes all that trash.
Man, the lack of self-awareness is almost impressive. It's like watching someone set fire to their own house and be shocked when it burns down.
I don't know what to do because I'm really scared I'm going to pass out. But I see a road below me that I've been able to hear for a while. And I'm thinking about going to the road, but I also don't want to get off the trail in case I pass out because I want them to find me. I really don't feel good. Oh, and I've been alone for a long time.
Gentlemen, I give you Exhibit A, another proud member of the I'd rather wrestle a grizzly bear than face reality club. I mean, it's tragic, but there's one glaring thing that can't go unnoticed.
Oh, let me guess. The phone. Because clearly when you're in the middle of a crisis, what better use of your last 10% battery than to try to go viral?
Exactly. She's so deep in her self-absorbed world that instead of, oh, I don't know, calling for help, she's filming the whole disaster for likes. It's like a modern Greek tragedy, except way more cringe. Honestly, you could turn this into a short story, and it would perfectly sum up every chick's journey straight into the wall.
A timeless tale: girl meets phone, girl ignores reality, girl documents her downfall. Riveting stuff.
And the best part? She thinks she's starring in her own hero's journey when really, it's just a crash course in how not to live.
For the first time in years, just like a weight had been lifted off me. And I feel amazing. I'm so excited. My place is a mess. I haven't unpacked everything because, of course, you can't. And it's so small. There's nowhere. Like, I have to organize like crazy. But I feel really grateful. So it's been a couple of weeks. I've been moving, and now I'm finally all settled in to my new apartment. I'll do a little tour tomorrow, but it's just a short hello. And my very handsome boyfriend is making me dinner.
One eternity later.
So, the last few days have been super traumatizing for me.
Before she gets into the traumatizing, notice, delete from, oh, even if your marriage is good, you need to find yourself, to all of a sudden she's moved out and already has a goddamn boyfriend, which insinuates that she already had a boyfriend when she was still living at home with her husband. But let's see how she feels about her situation 1 year later.
So, the last few days have been super traumatizing for me. My own fault.
Yeah.
It's always my fault. But anyway, I didn't know.
Probably.
Well, I guess I did know, but that I would have this really strong...
Ah, the life cycle of the modern woman. Young or old, it's the same story every time cooked to perfection. It's almost like clockwork.
You know it. First, they blow up their stable life because, hey, why not burn it all down for that fresh start, right? They hit social media with that manic happiness, grinning ear to ear like they've discovered some new level of enlightenment.
Then comes Chad or Tyrone. They meet some smooth talker who's ready to do a TikTok dance or something equally ridiculous to slide into bed. And she's thinking, oh, this is it. I'm living my best life.
Yeah, that small moment of bliss, but you already know the next chapter, the meltdown. Suddenly, her whole feed turns into one long saga about how miserable her life has become. That constant stream of misery, regret, and surprise, loneliness.
Lady, you did this to yourself. You blew up your own life, and now you're sitting in the ashes expecting someone to run in and save you?
Sorry, sweetheart. That rescue ship sailed a long time ago. Now it's just you, the consequences, and a never-ending carousel of bad decisions.
Who's the most famous person in your contacts?
Kanye West?
Kanye West?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know him?
He slid into my DMs.
He slid in your DMs?
Yeah.
Cap, FaceTime him.
Hey.
Let me see. Yo, Kanye, I love your music, bro. Oh. Wow.
And let's be real. No one's running in to save someone who's stuck on repeat like this.
Yeah, the only thing running is the endless misery reel on her Instagram stories.
Man, the hustle out here is just wild. I mean, when I see stuff like this, I'm practically rolling off my chair from laughing so hard. How can someone be this vapid and confused?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's the age-old tale of women chasing money and status. Seriously, they'll latch onto anything shiny, like this impersonator, and not even bat an eye.
It's a classic case of half ego, half greed. They genuinely believe they can snag a celebrity. Like, do they really think they can just stroll up to the VIP section and say, hey, I'm the one you've been looking for?
Right? It's like watching a bad reality show unfold in real life. They're so hungry for that spotlight, they'd do anything for a taste of money and fame. It's all about that quick cash grab, no matter how ridiculous it looks.
So if you're making $50,000, don't date. I'm just being for real. You're not ready to date.
Again, I'm with you when
You're not ready to date. You're not ready to date because courtship costs.
Okay.
Everything costs. You can go for 22 walks in the park. Eventually, shorty is gonna need a sip of something. She gonna be thirsty. This bottle of water is $3 in Atlanta. Let's not play. So if you don't have any expendable cash, don't date. And whatever that looks like for you, you might only make 50,000, but you live in a shoe. And now you got expendable cash. Or get you a bottom of the barrel bitch that's gonna date you when you have no money. If she doesn't have that expectation, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, enjoy it while it lasts, because eventually you're gonna wanna run. Because she doesn't stretch you. She doesn't make you the man that you need to become. She allows you to be this stagnant dude in the same jeans for days. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Lizzo's crew member is really feeling the heat after that lawsuit, huh? Talk about a rough patch.
Isn't it always the case? The women who look like they just stepped off a Macy's Day Parade float are the ones with the biggest demands. It's like they think they're royalty or something.
Exactly. You know that dinner's gonna cost a pretty penny, like, we're talking a solid $1,000 for a night out with that crew.
And you just know that after the meal, they're going to complain about the service. This isn't up to my standards, newsflash, darling. It's not a Michelin star restaurant just because you showed up.
They think they can survive without a man and be happy, but then when they're like 40, 50, 60 and have no kids and they're just alone, like, I don't think they are happy.
That's the same thing with men. Like, aren't men like all sad? Like, I swear most guys I talk to, it's like, oh, what's your like long-term goal? And it's like, I want to have a house and I want to have a wife and I want to like support them, and I'm like, that's your only goal and aspiration? Like, I feel like
beautiful.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
But I mean, I think everyone like really cherishes like relationships and stuff, and I think it's great. Like, obviously no one wants to be alone, but
like, why else are we here on earth if it's not to be with someone else and procreate and have kids?
Yeah, I'm not arguing that.
Well, you quite literally are arguing against it.
And just like that, we see why her walkout went viral. I mean, this chick practically thrives on the sight of men suffering.
Right? It's like she's got this twisted enjoyment out of making guys squirm. I mean, seriously, where does that road even lead?
To a dead end, my friend. It's like a highway to nowhere, paved with bad decisions and broken hearts.
Exactly, Samuel. She might think she's getting attention, but all she's really attracting is a one-way ticket to loneliness. Good luck with that.
Yeah, enjoy the ride while it lasts. Because at the end of that road, it's just her and a wall of reality, staring her down.
Talk about a harsh wake-up call. But hey, maybe that's the lesson she needs to learn. Some people just have to experience the crash to understand where they went wrong.